the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Looking, just fires it downfield. It's caught by Brian Thomas Jr., but he caught shy of first down yardage. He is tackled to the ground in what will be the final play of the Jaguar season.
The Jaguars have fired head coach Doug Pederson, ending his tenure after a frustrating season. And this is one, guys, I think we have known has been coming for some time. He said, and this is, again, constant, I strongly believe it is possible next season we'll restore the winning environment we had here not long ago. He adds, Tom, that he will collaborate with general manager Trent Baalke to make the next move for the organization.
10XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, and Dylan Denmark.
Oh, boy, here we go. Welcome in, everybody, to the Jaguars Today. You just heard from Trent Baalke's mouthpiece, Ian Rappaport, and he was just basically reading the press release, but many believe that to be the case. And Trent Baalke retained as general manager of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Doug Pederson is fired. You're well aware of the news by now if you've been listening to the drill here on 1010 XL this morning as the Jaguars wrap up a miserable season yesterday in Indianapolis with a loss. Fortunately, from my point of view, they didn't go out with a win because all that does is screw you up at this point in time. But hope that win against Tennessee feels good, giving them the number one pick. Had you lost either one of those Tennessee games, you'd have the number one pick. But that doesn't seem to be the story of the day today, gentlemen. Good morning, David Garrard. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you guys.
Where were you for New Year's? What'd you do? Go up to the Carolinas?
Yeah, we just enjoyed some time with family. So,
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Good enough. Tony, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. You sound fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Congrats on the Breakfast Bowl.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
You're dominant in the Breakfast Bowl. I will give you that. And but that's a conversation more
we'll
for
get into that
later in the week. I just wanted to acknowledge.
A couple months from now.
All right. I just wanted to acknowledge.
Yeah.
But let's speak to Jaguar fans while we still got them. All right, here in the audience, because I don't think they're kidding. I'm seeing a lot of people, guys, sending me screenshots of their cancellation forms for their season tickets, and I'm talking about people that are like, I've been a season ticket holder from day one. I've been a season ticket holder for 15 or 20 years or however long. Not some fly-by-night fans, and, for those, every fan base has some of them as well, but Shad Khan, epic failure in reading the room. And I'm not saying you have to run your team by a vote, a popular vote, but if you can't, part of your job as the owner is to excite your fan base and give them reason for hope and give them reason to want to come check out your product. And you're not giving them very many reasons to check out your product. Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr., he's great.
Yeah.
We did hit on some draft picks. That's fantastic. Go look at that free agent class. Go look at another losing record. Go look at your cumulative record here since you've taken over the team in Jacksonville. And here's Trent Baalke now getting to work with his sixth head coach in the National Football League.
I know it's one of those things that when an owner in a moment like this morning, when they release the statement, the initial statement, one of the things they're going to do is, we have to, acknowledge the fans and these kinds of. I couldn't believe it was even included in this morning's statement. I was like, what?
More like ignore the fans.
Right. What are we talking about, Shad? Like, we have to do something for the fans. Do what for the fans exactly? Like, you chose the least desirable outcome of all possible outcomes from the fan perspective. Like, I don't think fans would have been pumped if Pederson was back, right, for next year, and they decided to get rid of Baalke. They would have been like, why can't we just start over, right? Like, that's kind of where all the fans were. But it would have been more of that. It would have been, why can't we just start over? It would have been a little bit of exasperation. All right, we'll go on with it. But the Baalke staying and anything else happening, everyone's just like, what on earth is happening with this organization? And fans are at a point with it where they're like, I don't think they care about winning. I can't do it anymore, right? Like, that's the reaction we're getting from the fans today, and I don't think it's completely unfair. I don't know how to talk them off that kind of thing.
Not going to ask him.
Right, like
it's
a crazy situation for everyone to be in that they would, the half measures on this side with the half that they're keeping, I cannot understand any argument for Trent Baalke to continue to be the general manager for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't get it. I could have understood some of the arguments for both of them to be back. They only have 1 year left on the deal. We'll clean it out when we have to clean it out. They did go to the playoffs a couple of years ago. They were 9-8 last year. Like those kind of things. Okay, if they were going to make the argument for keeping both, keeping one, and the one they're keeping being Baalke, Dave. I can't wrap my head around it.
Tom, I'm just as confused as you are. Thank you for laying it out, though, that, yes, they kept the wrong one, and if they did keep both, we would – or if they just kept Pederson, most people would be like, all right, just like you said, it's not really what we wanted to happen here, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll find a GM. Yeah. Should have just got rid of both you guys, but okay, it's Doug. We can live with that. But the one that they decided to keep is the one that a few times now we've tried to get fired, or we would have liked to have another GM. They continue to keep him around. I'm not sure what Shad is seeing, what he's thinking, what he's hearing. I don't know who's talking to him. Apparently nobody. But for some reason, this guy is back again. Why? He does not have anything to do with X's and O's with the guys that's on the field, the guys that are supposed to be going out there with the culture changing. That's not going to work. Just clear house. Get rid of everybody and just start it over. Don't do this. This is the worst selection option.
If I'd given a choice, I would have rather had Pederson back than Trent Baalke. But given a choice, the clear preference is neither. Okay?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
if you bring back Doug Pederson, the fan base now, whether it's true or not, has been conditioned that all Ben Johnson needs to do is be asked, as long as Trent Baalke's not in Jacksonville, Ben Johnson's your next head coach.
Yeah.
Right? Whether that's 100% accurate or not, and I say that, and I know that all the different reports and the things that have been said about it, okay? But there are a lot of people that have said a lot of things definitively, like, I know they're both coming back. I've heard that from a bunch of people. Yeah. I know they're both getting fired. It's a done deal. No, none of you knew anything. Okay, and we said all along, you might guess right, but you don't know. And here's an example of, I can't believe he did this. Really? You can't? Because Shad Khan has made mystifying decision after mystifying decision for a long time, or bad, just outright bad decisions, okay? Even if he can justify it in his head. And I'd love to hear how he does. I'd love to have him speak to the media today through more than a written statement. I'd love to have Trent Baalke face the music. Why do you think you deserve to have this job still? That's the first question that should be asked. Why do you deserve to have this job and Doug Pederson get fired? Didn't you hire Doug Pederson? You're one win away. You can thank Doug Pederson for not making you a liar when you said, I'll never have the number one pick again. Because if you had lost one more, you'd have the number one pick right now. So, look, I'll put the best case scenario now. This is the best. And I'm not saying this is going to happen. You got to hear me clearly here. This is what in a best I have my wish scenario, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, first, other than Shad Khan changing his mind, for Jaguar fans, it's that they still get Ben Johnson, right? But if they get Ben Johnson, here's going to be the reaction. And I'm not saying it's not deserved, but the reaction is going to be, but he's going to be working with bulky players. He's not. It's never. They're going to say, but what could have been? We're not getting Ben Johnson unencumbered by this guy over here. Who are the bulky people in the National Football League? Other than the people that he hires and employs and works with him and gives them opportunity, where are the bulky people out there? I don't know who they are.
I don't know.
I'm sure you could find people that would sing the praises of Doug Pederson. I mean, that's my opinion. Just having dealt with Doug, Super Bowl winning coach, I'm not saying he didn't deserve to go. 5 and 18 in the last 20
We heard plenty of it when they hired him. There were plenty of people how great this is for Jacksonville, right? Like that was and
it was. Let's not kid ourselves. It was good in the short term.
It was.
They needed some stability.
Absolutely.
They needed an adult in the room.
Yeah.
And they got it. And he gave him a short term bump.
Right.
And he couldn't maintain it.
Like it's hard to even get into the reasons for why it's okay for Doug to no longer be the coach today, because the Baalke thing casts this big shadow over everything else that's going on with the organization now. I don't know what the searching for the next head coach prospect, like the process is going to look like for this team. I have no idea. I don't know if this eliminates Ben Johnson as a candidate for this job, if he's ever been a real candidate. I don't know what the answers to any of these things are, but I know Trent Baalke being involved in the process makes me think the process has been hindered because Baalke's involved in it.
I agree.
Right? And I can't understand Shad Khan not knowing that at this point in the process, but he's the only one you have to convince if you're Trent, and apparently he's done a good job of it, that he's convinced the owner.
I'll give Trent credit. He's got to be an incredible salesperson. Incredible salesperson. Why doesn't some search firm who needs a salesperson come by and take him off our hands?
Right.
Honestly, can we get that done here? I mean, we'd all chip in. Look, I don't know what to tell. I mean, I do. I'm not 100% perplexed here. I mean, you can't be that shocked. If anyone could do it, Shad Khan is stuck by Trent Baalke for longer than we ever thought he should have.
It's a weird space to be in. It's not that I'm shocked that it happened, but I still can't explain it.
I'm incredibly disappointed.
You know, like it's it's this weird thing. It's like, I can't, what? Like, it's this big what? And then it's like, it's Shad.
I thought he might do it, but I was like, there's no way he would do it because he hears everybody. He sees what's going on the field.
Well, most recent tweet I just got on this, and obviously this is the only thing we're talking about today, right?
Yeah.
From Kurt, it's bass-ackwards, in my opinion, but not even close to surprising. Like, it just, some people are conditioned to this level of dysfunction, which is a damn shame at this point in time. Look, there are plenty of people out there, and I run into them, man, and they're like, that don't follow the minute-to-minute stuff. That probably couldn't tell you that Trent Baalke is the GM of the Jaguars. There aren't enough of them. Okay, if you think you can get by on the casual fans, and I'm not besmirching you by calling you a casual fan, I'm just saying you're not listening to this program every day. You're not, taking in every bit of Jaguar media at every second and every opportunity, and you just go along. You're like, oh, they got a new coach. Oh, who'd they draft? Whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
If there were 60 grand of them that wanted to show up every Sunday, who would care? But your stadium could be a ghost town in the foreseeable future if what people are claiming they're going to do, if they follow through on it. We'll see. I mean, look, I don't begrudge anybody for canceling tickets, for not buying tickets. I certainly don't begrudge anybody who's upset for going, you know what, they're still my team, and I'm going to go buy tickets, and I'm going to go and try to enjoy myself as much as I can. We tell you all the time, fan the way you want to fan. But if you don't think this is going to have an impact on the hardcore constituency, the people that are with you year after year after year after year, they feel like they're getting kicked in the teeth again and again and again. All right, so today, phone lines are loaded. We'll try everyone. Make your most salient point or two. You can't go on for 5 minutes because we want to roll through as many of these people as we possibly can at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone line. Same number for the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can hop in the YouTube virtual studio, watch it there, and jump in the chat with your comments and questions. Excuse me. Getting choked up here. The question of the day, simply, what is your reaction to the Jags firing Doug Pederson and retaining Trent Baalke? Period. Mike Dempsey, David Garrard, Tony Smith. Good morning, Dylan Denmark.
Good morning, Mike.
All right. That's what I expected out of you. I'm glad I didn't get any more enthusiasm than that right here. It's Jaguars Today. Let's deal with it straight ahead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Play-by-play just makes everyday life better.
I did not see this one coming.
Get the most play-by-play on 1010XL, Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio.
Open enrollment is here, so it's time to secure health coverage for your family. Whether you need Affordable Care Act plans, dental, or Medicare, contact Florida First Insurance Group on University Boulevard, an award-winning Florida Blue agency well known for providing superior service. Theo Mitchelson and his team at Florida First make the process easy and stress-free with medical and dental insurance you can count on. Plus, listen to this. Based on eligibility, many people pay absolutely nothing for coverage. Contact Theo Mitchelson and the Florida First Insurance Group today and let your health be their priority. And a reminder for Florida Blue members, visit Sanitas Medical Center with 3 locations in town offering primary care, walk-in services, and on-site pharmacy and mental health support. Sanitas Medical Center, Florida First Insurance Group, and Sanitas Medical Center, a winning team in Northeast Florida.
Start your new year off healthy. Get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Start the new year with a fresh look for your home. It's the Renewal by Andersen New Year's sales event. For a limited time, save 20% off on our energy-efficient windows and patio doors designed to keep your home comfortable year-round and your energy bills down. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation. But hurry, the special New Year's offer won't last. License number CGC 1527613.
Jaguars Today Monday is built by Dream Finders Homes.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Pick it here for About 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of About 9. Visit About 9 Associates today and experience the difference. About 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
When the heat's on high or the chill is too much, who you gonna call? Cool Cats Heating and Cooling is locally owned and operated with a perfect touch. You'll keep your home just right, day or night. AC to heating, don't take a beating. Call the coolest cats in town. With a 5-star Google rating, they're your neighbors, ready to help. So get your paw of approval from Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town. CoolCatsJax.com.
Grinding out good grades can be just as challenging as winning games. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Are the company's Zoom calls getting boring? Might be a good time to order some new logo caps or temporary tattoos. Check them out online at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hi, it's Ben, second generation from Beards Diamonds. Guys, if you're popping a question soon, looking for an anniversary gift, before you buy anywhere, shop Beards. From a half carat to 10 carats, Beards will beat any competitor's price.
In the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful, but also incredibly functional for me and old Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744. Hey, and if you mention Mia or Helmets and Heels, you'll qualify for free base molding. Call today or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Now, any good lineup needs power. When I needed a power connection for our new walk-off Charities baseball park, I found the perfect partner in Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys, I'm telling you. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. So call my buddy Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960, and you can find them on Facebook as well. You will trust them. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 320-5960.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJax.com.
Man, it's hard to keep up with all the comments and statements coming in right now on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosure. Social media, we'll try to read through a bunch of them later. We want to prioritize your phone calls, as always, on a Reaction Monday. Some people trying, at least one or two people trying to rationalize, well, the statement didn't say that he'll absolutely retain Baalke. And I understand they're grasping, right? And they're hoping, all right, we'll have a coaching search, and then that coach can convince Shad Khan that the GM who you're having interview me in part is not going to, it's.
Yeah.
Look, we're just talking about on the break. What does Trent Baalke give you that you can't replicate? I'll tell you what you can't replicate. You can't replicate people that have been loyal to your fan base as part of your fan base for 30 years.
No.
Okay? You can't replicate that. And I'm not saying you have to kowtow to every whim of the fan base, right? Fans are very emotional. So is the media at times. Looking at myself, right? Granted. But what does Trent give you when you hear from these people? Here we go. 30-year fan, former season ticket holder. I'm out. Not another penny until Khan quits disrespecting the longtime fans with these half measures. That's just one, okay? I'm done with them. That's just pretty straight to the point, and I believe they attached their Jaguar season ticket opt-out form to that, and I've seen that a bunch. I know what that form looks like very well at this point in time. So it's a rhetorical question, because he doesn't. There's nothing he gives you. Look, I'm not saying he's never had a hit. The Brian Thomas situation went down like a masterclass, okay, to pardon the phrase, all right? But look at the free agency that they went. Who'd you get? Mitch Morse was solid.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, complete wash in free agency this year. For the unless I'm forgetting somebody who played a small role, But in terms of the big money signings,
I was gonna say, if you gotta really dive deep into somebody,
I'm just trying not to disrespect the guy who may have come in and I'm forgetting about. But what I'm
every
saying.
GM is gonna make some good picks. It's,
Sure.
What have you done for the long haul? And it hasn't been anything to write home about. Nobody is thinking he's not the problem. Everybody is saying he is the problem. He is the biggest problem. So how Shad is not hearing that and not thinking, well, you know what, maybe we do need to go in a different direction. Like we said, he's not doing anything, or we're not losing anything by getting rid of him and bringing somebody else in.
Not in my opinion.
It's worse if he stays, because you have all these fans that don't want him around, and they have been very, very vocal about it.
All right. Everyone's trying to call. It's busy. Why can't I get in? Because we got to get some of these calls cleared up for you right now.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. As one falls off, we'll have room for another one. Let's get to it. 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone line. Steve on the south side. First crack at it, Steve. Go ahead.
What's up, guys? Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Real quick, the owner has no pulse with the fans. The only thing the owner has a pulse with is his money. Shad cares about Shad. I choose to have season tickets. This is year 22 straight. I will always support our team. I don't understand how our owner has no football IQ. It's less than zero. I guess I'm going to continue to pay $2,862 a year because I'm Duval till I die, and I'm just really super sad for our fan base. I can't say what I want to say. I'm super angry, right? Mike, he told me many, many times he can do what he wants because he's the owner. I just think that he's definitely not a people person, and he doesn't have to be, but I don't think he really cares about any of the fans in the city of Jacksonville or around the world that like the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I don't think that he really cares about the legacy of Wayne and Dolores Weaver. I know that's really long ago because they sold the team in 2012. But him being the owner is a joke. Him being the owner is just preposterous, and it is what it is. It's my choice to go down there and watch football because I love the team, but I don't have to like the owner. I don't have to love.
All right, Steve, we're just at the point now. You made the point. Appreciate it. All right. Got to jump in so other people can make their points as well. When I say he can do what he wants, when I'm saying that, when people say, if Shad Khan doesn't do this, well, he's going to do whatever he wants. This is an example. He's going to do what he wants. Now, the one thing I will take umbrage with this is when you say he doesn't care about the legacy of Wayne and Dolores Weaver, Shad Khan chose to keep this team in Jacksonville. He did not have to, right? So I'm not saying that that's the point we're celebrating today, but I think there is a point where we all go too far. Yes, he lost money. You don't think these guys want to win, though? Do you not? I'm just saying the ineptitude of the decision is what bothers me. I don't think he's trying to purposely, crater his fan base. I don't know if he's just oblivious to the fact that may have that effect. So, anyway, appreciate the call. Thanks for getting us started. Taylor in Arlington is up next. Go ahead, Taylor.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I wish I could say this is a good Monday because, they said we're going to fire Doug Pederson, and you're like, oh, Trent Baalke's next. And then our incompetent owner sticks with Trent Baalke. He just makes bad decision after bad decision. There's no polite way to say it other than Shad Khan's an idiot. His football knowledge is just not there. You go hire Urban Meyer. Nobody wanted Urban Meyer. We hire him. Dumb. He hasn't drafted a Pro Bowler at all. I'm pretty sure the odds to draft a Pro Bowler are better than 1 in 38. I so much I could say. I'm pretty pissed off. I wish I could say it's a good day, but it's not. Take your comments off the air.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't really have anything to add to it. No. So it's really about your I hope I don't need to say this, but keep it clean.
Yeah.
Okay. We understand your level of frustration. There's a line you can't cross. You're fine. I'm just saying for future callers checking in, you got to make sure you keep it within respectable bounds on the air. Henry is up next here on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, I've been here in Florida since 2008, on and off. I'm from Baltimore, and I swear I've been a season ticket holder for like going on 15 years because I can afford season tickets down here and not in Baltimore. But I swear since I've been down here, we went through more head coaches and quarterbacks than I ever seen in NFL. And now we just got rid of another head coach where we need to get rid of that GM. It wasn't a head coach. It was a GM problem. And now I ain't going back to be a season ticket holder because I don't know what the team is doing or whatever. Sean Khan, I know he's more in soccer. He needs to get back in NFL. If we're spending all this money for a new stadium, he needs to look at who he needs to be running his football team because he's not doing the job he's supposed to be doing as an owner.
All right. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it. Again, nothing to add. Just again, look, I'm not trying. Somebody just said on the text line, let him vent. Like, what do you think we're doing? Right. I mean, but
how long do we let him go if he's repeating it? Like he had said what he had to say.
Right, exactly. You know, and that's fine. And appreciate the call. And let's move on to the next. And I think we're just going to get a steady stream of this today.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's
the day for it.
That's exactly the day for it. Dave in Atlanta up next on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, guys. What's up? So I'm calling because I heard from someone who's actually inside the organization that this is all coming down to Tony Khan. Apparently, Baalke makes Tony feel very valued and special, makes him feel like he's got a real football mind, and that a new GM would not be as comfortable with Tony being the quote-unquote chief football strategy officer. So I think this really comes down to Shad trying to protect his son and nepotism, and it's not a good look for Tony or the team or Shad. So I think at the end of the day, this is kind of an ego play. I'll take your comments off air.
All right. First of all, I let you go. Anybody who says I've got a source inside the Jaguars, I'm always skeptical because I don't know you. Okay. Yeah. So you can hear anything. You can make things up too. And people do it. I'm not saying you have, but who cares? Hey, who cares? Hey, next GM. Do you want to be a GM? Right? Like,
make sure you take care of my son.
By the way, do you think the fan base would give a rip? And do you don't think there's a Baalke level candidate that would take the job because Tony Khan's here? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like at all. And by the way, if you really did care about the reaction of the fan base, you get rid of Baalke, you replace him with Tony Smith, sitting right to my right. People are like, well, he doesn't have a lot of experience, but I'm going to give him a shot.
Going to give him a chance.
Anybody would have been a better choice because it wouldn't have been the same guy that we've run it back with year after year after year with diminishing results.
Like from the moment he got hired here, people were like, what are we doing? Like in any role, like half the people were like, who, what, why? After what had happened with him in San Francisco. And then every time a door even creaked open with the idea of maybe they can get rid of him now, it's like, yeah, do it. Like, that's how everyone has felt about it. And now it's wide open. Like, it's wide open, an opportunity to make that kind of thing happen. And Shad's still, nope, I'm keeping it.
Hey, I'll say if Trent Baalke sucks up to Tony Khan, that's smart career protection on Trent Baalke. I'm not saying it's admirable from the outside, but you're like, hey, man, he's a survivor. Obviously, Trent Baalke's a survivor. I'll give him that.
Well, but what businessman is not going to try to get his family members, a kid, more involved in his business so that eventually one day he can take over? You can have any GM would be smart enough to know, okay, there's the owner, and here's his son who's trying to be involved in the business, I'm going to make sure I incorporate, his information and all that kind of stuff.
Give him at least
make him feel like I'm doing it. If he is a person that I feel like, okay, he knows what he's talking about, let me entertain some of his thoughts.
Look, they say Woody Johnson's kid with the Jets is telling him to check Madden ratings as to which people to trade for, right? So you don't think if the Jets GM job is open that somebody will take it? Of course they will. There are only 32 of them, man.
Yep.
I find hard to believe that you don't think Louis Riddick, who has interviewed a bunch for GM jobs, would take this job in a second?
I cannot wait for a GM to say he has an 85 rating on Madden. That's part of
I didn't know what they were talking about. That when I was watching, I kind of cut into it a little bit late, and I was like, "What are they talking about?" Madden ratings?
Because they said they were debating whether to trade for Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
and apparently one of Woody Johnson's teenage sons said, "No, look at his Madden rating," and he said no because of that.
I just thought the story was like something that people were fictionally talking about.
No,
something.
It was
a real
allegedly a real thing. And my point being, you can't get more dysfunctional than that.
Yeah.
Do you think the Jets couldn't hire a GM today? I don't even know what their situation is. Is their job? Did they fire the GM as well? So they cleaned house, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to take that job,
absolutely.
right? Somebody would have taken this job. Tony Khan, no Tony Khan,
and he's
going
to know all the Madden ratings.
Hopefully he will know all the Madden ratings. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More of your calls straight ahead, 641-1010. As the Jaguars fire Doug Pederson but retain Trent Baalke. Your reaction on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You want a team that never lets you down, always comes through, always makes good decisions, always plans ahead. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, celebrating their 10-year anniversary recently, and their founder page came up with a system that cut through the misconceptions of lose weight, quick gadgets, fad diets, medications. There's no medications necessary. No crazy exercise regime that you have to take. You're going to learn what to eat, when to eat. You're going to turn your body into a fat-burning machine, and you're going to watch the pounds melt off you if you go the Awaken 180 weight loss route. And the beauty of it is, with Awaken 180, free coaching and support for life. It's the backbone of their program. And after 10 years, 23,000 clients have lost a combined 750,000 pounds and eliminated the need for a lot of medications in the process, like cholesterol, blood pressure, and sometimes even type 2 diabetes medications. That's Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
Florida's weather is unpredictable. Don't let the Epic Chill catch you off guard. For reliable heating services, call Epic Cool Heating and Air. Keep your home cozy all season long. Call 904-859-EPIC. 904-859-3742.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Bull riding. The perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes. They're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the Michelob Ultra PBR Jacksonville at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, February 22nd and 23rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and PBR.com. Hold on tight. The ride of your life is about to begin. Dreamfinders Homes Monday on Jaguars Today.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start to the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Denny Thompson here. Tackle burglars and protect your turf. Give yourself peace of mind catching everything around your home with Tyson Sound & Security's cutting-edge surveillance cameras. For safety and convenience, Tyson has you covered for all home cameras and security systems. I'm talking HD recording, night vision, and remote alerts all from your phone or computer. Call Tyson Sound & Security right now at 904-762-1000. Tyson Sound & Security. Security and automation experts.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Big-time players make big-time plays when their team needs it the most. And the clutch gene was certainly with Parker Washington. Mac Jones would find the teal and black wideout for an 8-yard touchdown, which would tie the score at 20 with 7:50 left in regulation. The Parker Washington score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars have officially fired head coach Doug Pederson after 3 seasons at the helm. Pederson's record with the Jaguar ends with a 22-29 record. Owner Shad Khan mandated before the 2024 season he expected wins with the squad. He called the team the best in franchise history. In the end, Pederson and the Jaguars failed to deliver on the field. Owner Shad Khan announced that GM Trent Baalke would remain and serve alongside him and others as they look for Pederson's replacement. Quarterback Mac Jones was reflective on his season as a member of the Jaguars.
Tough year, but still fun in its own way, and I really appreciate the coaches and the players that I got a chance to play with.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar Update, I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
All right, DG is in the house. It is Reaction Monday. We're not reacting to the game yesterday at this point. Nope. Who cares? I mean, quite frankly, who cares? Nobody wants to call up and talk about that anyway. The Jags retain Doug Pederson, fire Doug Pederson, retain Trent Baalke, and that's where we sit today. What is your reaction to that? I will add this one caveat, and so far we're good on this front, but if you're not a fan of the Jags, really just don't want to hear from you today. Want to hear what Jaguar fans think about this. Not that, blah, blah, blah in our town, or we're doing all that's fine. Well, good, maybe for a day down the road. Today is about Jaguar fans' reaction. So let's get back to it. Kay is downtown checking in on Jaguars today. Good morning, Kay.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So
I want to say this to my fellow Jags fans. The last 2 off seasons, at least on Twitter, I don't know what's going on the other social media platforms, but they've all been saying during the off season, this is looking like a Baalke masterclass. And then they took the clown nose and mustache off of Baalke and was calling it a Baalke masterclass. But as soon as things don't go well, they want Baalke gone. So you can't have it both ways. Baalke isn't the one coaching these players. We never knew Armstead would turn out this way, or Darby, or Savage. I just think that give him one more year and see where it goes. I think his flaw was the Mike Caldwell situation and not making it compulsory for Doug to call the plays. But I say give him one more year and see where it goes.
All right. Thank you, Kay. If you're talking about Trent Baalke, he can't compel Doug Pederson to do anything in terms of play calling. Or if you're talking about Shad Khan, that's a different story, okay? Look, I feel, because I know how I am, Tony, I'm upset, but if they make some picks I like, I'm going to be hoping that they turn out well.
Pulling for the team.
I'm not going to hope that they go 4-13 again. So that will – I'd rather, be wrong and go, oh, wow, they went 13-4 in spite of Trent Baalke being here. Fantastic, because I care about the franchise winning games. So when, I was excited now at the time. But here's the difference. It's not our job to get those picks right. No. It's our job to react to those picks, okay? Even if I suggest, and I wasn't, right? Like Eric Armstead came out of the blue. But if I was going for weeks, sign Eric Armstead. Well, you can question my sanity, but I'm not paid to make that decision.
No.
Okay?
I can remember that day when we were out at the Players and that news came in while we were there. We were both very excited.
Yes.
That they made the move to go get Eric Armstead. I didn't know they had any plans to let him play defensive end instead of tackle.
Correct.
Right? Like, I'm not privy to any of that. I thought they were signing a defensive tackle to play inside with Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker and the dividends that could pay for this team. Instead, that wasn't the plan. That's really disappointing. I can't imagine that happens without Baalke knowing something about it. Right? Like, I just can't imagine that.
From the way, unless I'm corrected on it, I got to believe Trent Baalke said, okay, we'll let you do that. Because I feel like now, in hindsight, it's very clear that money, Calvin Ridley fell through the floor, right? Like you thought you had him, and at the last minute he fell through. Oh, we got to make something here. Let's do something with this money. Let's go get Eric Armstead. Okay, good pivot.
Yep. Yeah.
If you allowed him to be if Eric Armstead told you from day one, you know what, I want to try something new, though. Okay, sure, we'll give you all this money, and we'll hope it works out. Fingers crossed. And look, whatever. Even if it worked out, you get credit for it. If it doesn't work out,
blame.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Okay? I didn't sign those guys. Fan base didn't sign those guys. Trent Baalke did. And yes, does he have some hits? But is the overall record of success good? Overall, since he's been here, and he's gone through several coaches. And look, let's let the fans, because I feel like I could just repeat myself now for the next hour and a half myself. Zach in Springfield next up on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, guys. How's it going? I just wanted to take a little bit of a more positive spin on it. I mean, I'm glad Doug is gone. Obviously, Baalke's here. That's what we have, right? We don't have any choice over that. I was just looking at the draft picks that he has brought in. We cannot say he hasn't brought in talent. It's the first wide receiver that's been picked that, we have true hope in with Brian Thomas Jr. in pretty much the history of the Jags being, having a draft pick first overall for a wide receiver. Parker Washington is showing flashes, probably as a third, So there's some good things done. Mason Smith is looking okay. Cam Little is an amazing kicker. There's positivity in there, and I'm born and raised in Jacksonville. I've been here my entire life. I just moved to Springfield. I live, 5 minutes from the stadium. And so I'm just trying to look at the positive side of this. I think, obviously, Doug being gone, that's really good. Does Baalke affect who, the next coach? Yes, probably. But we don't really have any say over that. So
we don't have any say over it other than how we react to it. I appreciate it and respect your opinion and your right to voice it here. And we point out all the time, we try to be fair. Baalke's had some hits, right? Yeah. There's no question about it. But it goes beyond just the personnel. You hear so much about how there's a dysfunctional environment that he creates between himself and his coaching staffs and Pitts. Just the fact that Shad Khan made the statement that if you believe that Trent Baalke told him that this was the best roster ever assembled in Jaguars history, then he is basically setting that coach up in some ways to say, hey, if the ship goes down, it ain't me, man. I just gave you the best ship in the world. Call the Titanic too, okay? And let's hope he can bring that into port safe and sound. So it's more than just, yes, he's had some good picks, but beyond that, does he foster an environment of collaboration and great work behind the scenes? And I don't have much evidence of that at all. So appreciate your opinion, though. Nevertheless, thank you for joining us. Let's go to Mike in St. Louis next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Mike.
I've been a Jaguars fan since I was 7 years old. I started rooting for the Jaguars in 1998 in St. Louis, so I picked the Jaguars over the hometown greatest show on turf. And I've never felt like I picked the wrong fandom until now. And I want to make it clear, this is more about Shad Khan than it's about Baalke. He's the worst owner in professional sports. He's not the worst owner because he doesn't spend money. We spend more than any other team in free agency over the past 10 years. He's not the worst owner because he's an embarrassment like David Tepper or Dan Snyder. He's the worst owner because of the product on the field over the past 10, 12 years. We have picked top 10, 8 of the past 10 seasons. Since 2012, when he became owner, we picked in the top 5 in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2021, 2022, and now in 2025. That's 9 times, which is twice as many as the Browns or the Jets, the next 2 worst franchises. We are the worst win percentage of all American sports over the past 10 years. I mean, heck, the guy doesn't even know when someone steals $22 million from the organization. How can this guy even be a successful businessman? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Thank you, Mike. Clearly, he's a successful businessman.
He's done something right.
I mean, he's right. So that makes it. It just goes to show you, right? Success in one area doesn't mean success in every area. It is what it is. Mike, appreciate the call. Let's see, Regina checking in next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Regina.
Good morning. And yeah, I'm sad like everyone else. My only hope is that no one wants to take the head coach job working with Baalke, and that Shad's going to have to look at that. I don't know about the other stuff that's floating around. I'm just very sad. I don't see this franchise improving, and I'll take all you guys' comments off the air.
All right, appreciate it. Here's the issue with a couple of things with that, all right? So, someone's always going to want a head coaching job, right? There's always going to be someone that's willing to take it, right? But let's say it went that way, and you find out after a few weeks of whatever that nobody of substance wants to interview here, so you fire Baalke then. Now, you know what that looks like? Complete dysfunction.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I'm going to go wait a minute. They decided the GM's going to run the search, and now they're firing the GM 2 weeks later. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And by that time,
you're behind the 8 ball now.
You're behind the 8 ball, and those premium coaches might have moved on already. Might have already got their next landing spot. So I understand you're trying to make the best of a bad situation here, but I don't think that's going to save us.
Is Shad that far removed from what the fans are feeling and saying? Like, how does he not see and hear and feel what they're saying? How can you be that far? Or do you just not care or know that this is not the best
Can't
decision?
Speak for what's going on in his head.
Yeah,
I
I'm
really
just saying,
I don't know, right?
Does he leave the game and then hears no Jaguar stuff when the game ends and he goes off to wherever he's living and doing his thing for the week and then comes back to the game the next weekend and it's like, oh, hey, we got a game today.
Everywhere
Let's see
you go,
how it
you
goes.
got a phone, right?
I know.
The whole world's information is at your fingertips at every minute of the day.
And you're the owner, so you should have.
I can't believe that he's not aware of what the sentiment is. Now, I don't know. I don't know that this is the case, but is he a guy who's going to be like, you're not going to tell me what to do? You know,
He might be.
Oh, you're going to hire a plane to drag a banner around, fire Baalke? Well, look, he's the one who got retained, right?
Yeah.
You didn't fire Pederson banner around. That would have been a good litmus test. I don't know. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying I don't know what his.
I know Dempsey well enough that if there is a movie that I would like to recommend to Dempsey, I don't say you should watch. I don't say those words.
Right.
You
What do you
gotta
mean
watch.
you should watch?
You should watch. I'm like, I know that's. He's like, I'm not watching that. Like, that's the next
Just
thing.
to prove
I'm a
that
simpleton.
point.
You can push my buttons if you know which order to push them in.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I really enjoyed this movie. I think you would enjoy.
Oh,
it.
what is that?
Yeah.
What do you tell?
Like,
oh,
that's how I present it to
you
Dempsey.
should watch. What do you mean you should watch? No, I am that guy. All right. Good thing I don't own the team. Let's go to where are we going here? Tim in Colorado checking in. Tim, go ahead. You're on Jaguars Today.
Hi, good morning, fellas. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you guys and everybody else that we would have stomached this a whole heck of a lot better had the other guy got let go instead of Doug. It's as a Jaguars fan since '95, getting kicked in the teeth constantly. You hold on to a few clutch memories and that time frame, and one of those, while I'm on, inject a little positivity. It was 2007 playoffs in a house full of Steelers fans. David Garrard, I just wanted to say thank you, man. You're one of my favorite Jags, and just take this opportunity to say thank you for an amazing Jags moment. I got to be that obnoxious fan for once, and a house full of Steelers fans. So right now I'm just reflecting on those handful of good Jags memories I've had.
All right, hey, Tim, we appreciate it. I'm sure Dave does as well, but
Thanks, Tim.
Memory lane, another day. Today is more the fresh time. I feel like he got to express his love and appreciation for you, Dave, which is evident from all of us, by the way.
Appreciate it.
And we appreciate all the wonderful memories that you provided. All right, so halfway home, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone line. Stay there. We take you in the order that you called in. If you want to hang on the line, we'll get to your reaction straight ahead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Hey, this is Derek Trucks on my hometown station 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here. Look, you've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors for quite a while now. They've got great ratings and expert reviews. You know they're high quality and energy-efficient products. So what's your next step if you're looking to upgrade at your home? Well, how about scheduling a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. They did at my house, and it has never looked better. That's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hey, Icken here for Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code JAX to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, man. Run your game.
Jaguars Today.
You're settled into a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Rev up your life with luxury at Vaughn Motor Group on San Jose Boulevard. Right now, used car prices are 12% lower than their peak in April of 2022, making this the perfect time to drive home in a dream car. Specializing in luxury used vehicles, offering you elegance at prices that are finally coming back down to earth. See special listings in the newspaper every Saturday or online at vaughnmotorgroup.com for a complete inventory listing. If you can dream it, you can drive it at Vaughn Motor Group.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a professional stamp licker from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Martin Celery.
Oh, gosh. I can't wait to play, Bob.
Well, let's move things along. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Wait, but
That's right, Marty. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we've stocked up on the remaining inventory of low-cost 2024 model air conditioners. So you win. We're passing the savings on to you.
Can I answer a question first?
We need to make room for the 25s, so we're offering great deals on AC replacements while supplies last.
Could I spin the wheel at least? I've been practicing for a year.
With last-minute deals like this, there's no question that you are cool.
What do I tell my kids?
There you go. Have a souvenir t-shirt.
Thanks.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Nick in here with a message from Zero Res. Did you have people over for the holidays? Kids everywhere, dirt everywhere, all over the carpets, the rugs, the sofas, and chairs. Did the kitchen tile take a beating? Sounds like it's time to call my guys over at Zero Res. The Zero Res techs will get the house looking great again. Folks, if you need help cleaning up after the holiday, give Zero Res a call. Right now, 25% off carpet cleaning, 25% off upholstery cleaning. Zero Res. Spell it forwards. Zero Res. Spell it backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. Frank Franzi here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update, sponsored by USA Park Airport Parking. Florida men's basketball team losing to Kentucky exposed some defensive liabilities.
We did two things really poorly. We didn't guard the three. We gave 42 points beyond the line. We gave 44 in the paint. And you just can't come in here and expect to win guarding that way.
Florida football is getting help in the secondary. The team is adding from UAB its safety Adrian Maddox. Maddox visited Florida in December. He had 44 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception in this past season. JU Dolphins men's basketball team took their record back to 500 with a win over Austin Peay after simplifying the offense, says head coach Jordan Mincy.
Being able just to understand, keep the half court very simple, get our guys to understand we're going to give them space, the ability to play on ball screens. At the same time, I just challenge them to be unselfish, and I'm going to let them rock out.
That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:57 at 68 degrees, time at 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Not just Monday, David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by waterboyjacks.com.
All right, this one on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, which is always a fun place to swim in, by the way. This one, I'll be in the vast minority here, but taking a wait-and-see approach. Shad's statement doesn't sound like a strong, Baalke endorsement anyway, so we'll see what the final outcome will be. Reports indicate head coach directly reporting to owner, maybe an EVP next. By the way, didn't Pederson directly report to Shad Khan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. That means nothing. Maybe an EVP next. Maybe if we still land a great coach that turns this around quick, then maybe this ain't too bad after all. Sure, if that happens, right? And I've said, look, I'm going to root that whoever the next coaching hire is, whomever that happens to be, I hope they have great success. But when you see this doesn't, I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach and then say it doesn't sound like a strong endorsement. We'll see what the final outcome is. So you're taking a wait-and-see approach, hoping that he's still going to fire Baalke. That's what you're doing. So I don't read that statement that way at all when he says Trent Baalke and others will help lead this process to find the next coach, and don't usually have the GM lead the coaching search. And
sounds
then
like
fire
you're
the
staying
GM.
to me.
Sounds like it to me, Dave. Yeah. I don't know, but that's just me. But then again, there's this guy. How about firing Dempsey and having actual football guys like Tommy Mack, David, and Logs take over the show? My reply? Well, I'm not even going to. He saw my reply. He saw my reply. That's good enough. Not about me. It's always about me. Let's go to your calls here. Spencer in Mandarin. Why not? Next up on Jaguars Today. Hello, Spencer.
So I was told that this is not a good day to break down run pass tendencies on third and medium with 12 personnel. That is
correct. Okay. Yes.
2 quick points. Basically, number one, for those thinking that, no one's going to want to, work for Baalke, is that may be true, but the way things work is while we haven't talked with Liam Cohen or Ben Johnson or anything, we've talked to their agents. We know the temperature out there, and if there is a list of 4 to 5 guys that are a target, and those agents have said, he would do it in this situation, then it's going to be okay. And then the other thing, that the hard part to stomach as a fan, and you liked one of my posts one time showing me wearing a Jaguars logo vest at my wedding in 1996, is even as longtime fans, right? And if you think of the highs that were that amazing run 2 years ago and winning the playoff game and all that, and then the low of today, there's this huge delta of emotions. Well, Shad's balance sheet doesn't range that much. He's still making money, and I'm sure he wants to win, but he judges success on an Excel spreadsheet and that bottom line. We judge success on wins and losses. There's always going to be that differentiator that's going to cause this. So, man, it stinks. It's just what we have. We're not changing owners. This ain't going to change, and it kind of stinks, but maybe it'll work out. That's the only way I can react to it.
All right, thank you, Spencer. And maybe it will, right? Look, I don't know. But again, I'm not saying, by the way, they'll be right. Let's just say, and again, in the hypothetical world, that Ben Johnson, who's the apple of everyone's eye, takes the job, okay? Oh, it's great. He took it in spite. There's still going to be a section of the fan base that's not going to believe or not going to be as engaged and enthused because, he's going to be working with Baalke's players. Baalke's buying the groceries. Doesn't matter. And doesn't matter. We're going to ruin Ben Johnson because Trent Baalke's presence. True or false? But that's going to be the sentiment of a lot of people. Now, is that a way to run your business? Wet your finger and put it up in the air? I don't know. But it seems like when your customer base tells you overwhelmingly that this has got to change, and you don't react to it, don't be surprised when they react negatively to it. I'm not saying that Shad Khan had to do anything at all. That's his prerogative as the owner of the team. But don't be surprised if what was clear to everyone, what the sentiment of the fan base was, if it is not respected, that they might have an adverse reaction to it.
They need a little suggestion box just outside his office so fans can suggest.
Baalke rips that off every day.
Well,
it just tears it off the wall.
It's called social media.
There's that, right?
It's called that, and not as many people are getting their tickets.
Well, that will be that's really going to be the tell. It's not even about renewals. It's how many cancellations. I mean, are you going to have? I know maybe it's people, and maybe some people are saying it and they're not going to do it, or maybe it's the angry minority and it's going to be a couple hundred people, or I don't know. I don't know.
And maybe it is the wait and see. Maybe they want to see, okay, it's Baalke. Like, that's just what we got to deal with. But everything else starts happening that everybody's getting excited about. See, and that's kind of where I am. I am mad, frustrated with today, with the season and all that. But as soon as we start building the team again, I, myself, as a fan, am going to start getting excited. I don't like to live in depression and where woe is me and the team is terrible. I want to live with a little bit of optimism. I want to say that they're going to be better next season and all these different things. And everybody can do it like we've been saying, fan the way you want to fan. But I just feel like that's how the football season always is. If a team had a terrible season, so now they're going into the draft talk and all that, and then you start to get a little excited again as, the months wear on. And so hopefully we get a little bit more of that as time goes on.
Right. There are going to be the people, Tony, because we see them all the time. It doesn't matter as long as Baalke's here. Well, it does matter still who they take.
Sure.
It mattered that they got Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
And that they didn't stick there and take Dallas Turner, who went with that pick that Minnesota traded up for, that you traded back a couple of times and got a great player, apparently, based on his rookie season and additional draft capital. That was a good move, right? So to say it didn't matter, I mean, not every GM would have made that move. I'm not saying, I mean, let's be clear. We all wanted the broom out and sweep out all the corners here today, but we're not getting
everything matters, and there just seems to be way more negative with Trent than positive.
Correct. I just, look, it doesn't mean I'm not going to be excited to talk about who the fifth pick's going to be or wherever they end up selecting, right? And I hope they get a great player regardless of who's picking that player, you know? And that's the way I'm going to approach it, the way all of us here are going to approach it. But I totally understand the fans who, again, have their own point of view, and you can approach it any way you like. And that's what we're trying to hear about today. KJ on the west side next up. Go ahead, KJ.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Please, thank you for taking my call. So my comment is basically to the fan base, right? Since 2020, which was the worst draft class, the worst season we've ever had, we've got 7. You count them, 7 first-round picks on there. So with that being said, tell me who's perennial All-Pro. This is Doug Pederson's fault. Point blank, period. He did not get any of this talent to come up and shine like they should be. And and Trevor Lawrence is the main key. We need him to shine. Tell me who on that team who they have put in position to shine and be a perennial NFL player. No one. This is Doug Pederson's fault, and let's pray that this team, this organization can find someone who can come in here and actually develop this talent. If Shad Khan is right, and this is the best roster he's ever assembled, then all he needs is someone to come in here and keep developing it.
All right.
That's period.
Thank you, KJ. Appreciate it. I mean, that's the other point of view, and maybe you'll turn out to be right. And, I'm not here to debate that. It's more to let you express that today, and that's totally fine. You're absolutely welcome to express that, and we can debate those finer points going forward because there, I think, would be a lot to debate there.
Yeah.
Let's get Nathan in Texas next up here on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something. Being a fan from not inside Jacksonville, a lot of the time you have to deal with, the fan base, people saying the fan sucks, the team sucks. You have to deal with that a lot of the time. This is the first time I think I really, truly realized how much the Jaguars actually do suck. We decided to stay with Ineptitude. We decided to stay with our GM. I really don't understand what Shad Khan's doing. I'll just leave my comments out there. If you just want to see what Trevor Lawrence is going to be like in the next 3 years, look where Carson Wentz is at now. Thank you.
All right. I don't know why necessarily that has to be the case. I mean, anyway, again, I don't want to get caught in the weeds here of picking apart every comment. Appreciate you sharing yours, and we'll move on. Let's go to Darren, I believe, on the south side. What's up, Darren?
Hey, guys, just want to say that my sentiment is we all agreed that they should have cleaned house after an absolute complete collapse after being 8-3 last year. They didn't do it then. Now this, it is a proven, to me as a fan, that Shad is not got his fingers on the pulse of the community and what the fans actually really think. And so, anyway, guys, love the show. Go Jags.
All right, appreciate it, Darren. Thank you. Let's move along here. Gloria on the west side is next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Gloria.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Okay.
I must say I love the show. Love you guys. Never miss you.
Thank you.
I'm thinking because I read where this is Trent Baalke's actually last year of his contract.
Coming
I'm
up,
thinking
yes.
maybe that's why this is why he kept him, to let him go ahead and work out his contract. And whoever he gets, he asked that person, hey, can you work with him for 1 year? I just wanted, because he really haven't been all bad. To me, he's 50-50.
Okay.
So I think you guys are coming off.
No, I appreciate it. Look, we sometimes get in the echo chamber, right?
It's not crazy.
That we hear the angriest people, they're going to make the most noise about it, and you come to believe that that's the homogenized opinion across the board and everyone feels the same way. Now, I don't think it's been all bad. with Trent Baalke. But I will say just about the idea of, hey, can you work with him for 1 year? Well, that mindset is we're going to get rid of him in a year.
Yeah.
If you're going to get rid of him in a year, what's the expression?
Get rid of him now.
If you know somebody's going to have to be fired, fire him now.
Yeah, they're not doing. They're planning on him being successful and the team being successful and signing him to a longer deal. That's what they're planning on.
If you're Sean Khan and you went this route, don't you almost have to double down and give Trent Baalke a contract extension? Like otherwise you're going to have a lame duck GM who that's the problem with this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's the imbalance. You're better off keeping them both, in my opinion, than doing this because they're both in the final year of their deal. Their fates are tied to one another. Playoffs or bust or whatever you put on there. Although I guess it was only Doug Pederson, Tony, that had the winning time is now, the excuses are gone, whatever you want to put out there. And by the way, for the record, he didn't just say this is the best roster he's had since he's been here. He said it's the best roster in Jaguars history, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So who convinced him of that? And be more informed about the history of your franchise before you bought it, if you're going to make that statement. Let's get Jamie in St. Johns County up next. Jamie, go ahead, please.
Hey, sad day. Hate to see anyone get fired because there are families and things involved, but I'm a firm believer that a coach makes a huge difference. If you look at like the Chargers with Harbaugh, Campbell in Detroit, I think the right coach, the right makeup for this team, and I think it's all about player development. I mean, we have some talent. We do have talent on this team, but we haven't seen it develop year after year after year. And I think for me, getting the right coach is going to make a huge difference. And I want to take your comment off there about this, but I think the best Jaguar teams we've had in history were more physical than the teams we have had recently. And I think that's kind of the coach mentality we need. I'm not saying you can't throw the ball, but you still need to be physical. And I just think that that's something that we're missing.
All right, appreciate it, man. Part of it is, the players you're given. What style of player are you?
Well, we can't even
get
in a first down on anything under 2 yards. Like, that's impossible for us. So we're definitely not a tough.
I don't doubt that. Look, I'm not saying that Doug Pederson didn't deserve to go, and I'm not sad. I'm sorry. I'm never sad when a coach who's got guaranteed millions of dollars coming his way is fired. That's the business, man.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to guarantee me some millions? You fire me tomorrow, okay? And I'll walk out with my money and see you later, okay?
Yeah.
And I think most people in the listening audience in that situation would be okay, at the end of the day. So, yes, it's tough. You're going to have to maybe uproot your family, do things, but that's the profession you chose. You know that comes with the territory. So I'm not sad. I'm sad that we only went halfway. That's what I'm sad about.
Yes.
I'm not sad for Doug Pederson.
No.
Doug Pederson gave it a shot. Didn't work out. Appreciate your service. Needed to be better. You're still getting paid next year. That's a great situation. How many people can get fired and still get that coming to them?
Right. Like, I could understand a few years ago anyone who was still unsure of which side of the Baalke Harbaugh of the fight between those two that they should have been on. Harbaugh in his first year in LA just went 11-6 and got the Chargers back in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's Baalke doing for Jacksonville? Like, it's become clear. Like, whatever side of that you were on, it's become more and more clear over time. Harbaugh was the right side of that debate. Like the Belichick-Brady thing, right? Like, it's become more and more clear. The Brady side was the more impactful side of that duo there at the end of it. So, I mean,
I'm with you.
We're stuck with the weaker side of this.
And here's the thing, too. Look, if they go out there and they sign Ben Johnson, I think we should all then go, all right, let's wait and see how this turns out, okay? But if they don't, or Ben Johnson won't take an interview here, then, and I'm not saying Ben Johnson, by the way, is guaranteed to be a great coach because hot coordinators have failed before. But I would love him here, right? I'm willing to take that chance.
Yep.
I'll be the dummy who wants to sign him like everybody else. But if you don't get those kind of guys, the in-demand guys, then you're hurting. So you're saying, yes, a coach can make an impact, but are we getting the best coach possible because of the presence of this guy?
You had an opportunity to eliminate any of that being part of the conversation, even about the jobs that were opening in Jacksonville. And now I don't know how much of an impact Baalke will or won't have. right, on the process of them finding the next head coach. But good luck trying to get people not to think it will, right? Like, why didn't they interview X? Well, because Baalke's there. That's why. And it doesn't matter if that's real or not. It's real
it's
in
what
everybody's
everybody's going to be
head,
thinking.
right?
Exactly.
Like, it's real enough that people are going to be talking about it that way. All the national guys are already reacting to it that way. They're going to get lesser candidates to interview for that head coaching job because Baalke is the GM. That's how the whole NFL world is responding to the news of what the Jaguars are doing right now. Like, that's how everyone's – now they still have the – look, they're in a weak division, so there's an opportunity there. And they do have the new stadium going, and you know, Shad Khan is patient. Like, these things are still positives for this job here in Jacksonville, but they all acknowledge when they say it. It's like, but Baalke's a big negative.
Well, you got to hope you get a coach who says, all right, this guy's got 1 year left. I'm going to outlast him.
Yeah.
Right? I'm the hot guy. He's not going to fire me after 1 year. He just fired a coach, right? So after 3 years, so I'm going to get at least a few years. And I believe in Trevor Lawrence. I'm putting, if you are that guy who believes in Trevor Lawrence and the roster that you've got, you go, I'll work with anybody, because if it doesn't work out, he's going to be the one. But I got to, like, you know, my fate's now not tied to that guy. So then the next guy comes in. And after a couple of years, well, it's not working with this coach. So wait a minute, I didn't hire him, Shad, so I get to stick around. And it's
imbalance.
Like, it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Get him out, in my opinion. It should have been at least all
100%.
or nothing. Plenty of coaches around the league are going to get fired that the GM will stay.
Yeah.
You know, and it happens. Look at Chicago doing it. That doesn't make it the right decision necessarily. Every situation is unique. I still hope it works out for the Jags. I hope whomever they sign turns out to be fantastic, and we all eat our words, and the Jags are just chock full of Pro Bowlers next year. But, you know, that's not the reaction we have today. All right, more of your calls coming up at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. This is Jaguars Today on a Reaction Monday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Super moments.
This is the play of the game right here.
Super games.
Everyone wants to be a part of NFL history.
Superstars.
He is a difference maker now.
On the Super Station.
You will be wowed.
1010X. 1010XL.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren here from Helmets and Heels. When it's time for new tires, look no further than Big Chief Tire. Their experts will help you quickly find the right fit, ensuring a safe and comfortable ride. With quality options, fair prices, and quick installation, you'll be back on the road in no time. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and roll into 2025 with even greater confidence, guaranteed. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start for the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Jaguars Today.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true.
I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
It's New Year's resolution time, so why not skip the guilt and do something you'll actually stick to, like fixing that leaky faucet, unclogging that drain, or getting your AC ready for the summer?
DuckDuckRooter is here to help you keep this resolution, investing in your home.
Start the year off right with DuckDuckRooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Call us today at 904-862-6769, because when you're stuck, call the Duck. Right now, get $50 off any service of $150 or more.
The 1010XL Restaurant of the Day is Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island, Clay County's first and only craft brewery and sourdough bakery, with full table service at Barley and Pie in Fleming Island.
She's seen and heard all over 1010XL's video and social channels.
Whether the big cats are at the bank or on the road, I'm there too. Follow my updates all season long, on air and online.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WonderWorld today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at WonderWorldNEFlorida.com.
WonderWorld. Simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
Man, there is zero chance I can keep up with the text line today. I will say this: if you are on social media, go to my Twitter feed, @MD_1010XL, and it's just like 96% all exactly what we're hearing on the air today. I mean, there are a few, and just like we're taking a few calls, saying, hey, this is not so bad, whatever, and that's fine. Look, and I hope it turns out great in the end. Just today, I'm not trying to sell that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell anything, but you know what I mean? It could still work out despite our reservations, but you're going to have to convince a lot of people that, and I do wonder what happens to the adamant, I'm done if the Jags get off to a 5-1 start next year. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. Let's go to Rodney in Massachusetts next up here on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, Rodney.
Hey, Mike and company. I was just calling to chime in, man. I felt like Trent's fate should have been sealed when he told Shad, or whoever told Shad, that this was the best roster ever put together. When you look at the Jaguars' history, we've had 3 teams make it to the AFC Championship game. And so if you're saying that this is the best roster put together, you're saying that this roster was better than those teams. So as far as I'm concerned, the standard, I'm expecting at least double-digit wins and a team to at least get as far as those teams. And the fact that they didn't, that we've had as many holes as we've had, I can't understand allowing a GM to pick his third coach. It's just crazy. I'm just done.
All right,
I'm done.
Appreciate it, Rodney. I'm not going to get into what I'm done means. That's up to you. But it's pretty evident if you say, hey, if you buy into this is the best roster, then you're going to blame the coaching staff. Because if you feel like the raw material's there, then you're going to go, well, the reason we came up short has to be coaching. Yeah. It has to be coaching. But that's where the salesmanship comes in to convince Shad Khan that this roster was that.
There's a reason why basically the entire Jaguars community thought they were going to win 9 or 10 games. Right? And it's not because we all thought they had the best roster the Jags have ever assembled.
No, but it was good enough to compete in this division.
Right. It was good enough to be a 9 or 10 win roster. And all the one score losses kind of point to they were good enough to be a 9 or 10 win roster. Well, they didn't. Right? The reality is the reality of the situation. I don't know what's going to happen with the next head coach. As we've stated over and over on the show, clean house. Like, that's the path that made the most sense to me, but instead we're going to deal with whatever the Baalke hangover is going to be.
Clean house or keep them both. Yeah. Look, keeping them both would have been distasteful as well, but it would have made more logical sense to me.
But we all bought into the 9 or 10 win thing. Like, I thought that's how good they were. That's why I'm like, why is anyone still here? Like, that's the frustration with why aren't they cleaning house? Because I thought they were good enough to be a 9 or 10 win team. Get them all out. Right? Like, anyone who was talking about that kind of thing and put together this product, out. I don't need to hear anything else from you. Bye. Gone. You lied to everybody. You got me too. I don't need to reward your lie. Goodbye.
And we don't know if it was because of the coaching staff or the GM. That's why we're saying everybody go.
I'm willing to be safe and get rid of
them. Trent's been around long enough to have had enough cracks at it that I'm sorry. Yes, and again, some promising people in this draft that he nailed. Basically, with the exception of Mitch Morse, a wipeout in the free agent class. Yeah. And, so, again, let's continue on. We're repeating ourselves at this point. Ty in Arlington is up next. Go ahead, Ty.
Hey, good morning, guys. If you look at it like this, it kind of makes sense. The GM and the owner is like a marriage, right? And this one is quite like an abusive marriage. So it's quite cheaper to keep them. Behind closed doors, I'm guessing Sean Khan is getting his butt whipped. They think they're in love, and he's afraid to leave. Happy New Year, guys.
All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Didn't get a whole lot of sense out of that, but whatever. All right. Thank you, Ty. Let's go to Cedric downtown here in Jacksonville. What's up, Cedric?
The only thing good morning, guys. First and foremost, love listening to the show. The only thing that I can't seem to understand is why I've heard a few opinions as well, seeming to indicate that we don't know that this is actually Trent Baalke. It could be Doug. And the only thing that I say to that is...
What could be Doug?
The situation, how bad it's gotten, that they're not developing the players and things of that nature.
Okay.
And the only thing that I say about that is that, but you look at the Calvin Ridley situation, you look at the Josh Allen situation, you look at the situation with BTJ, and they picked him in the first round, but you could have just stayed at 17 and picked him. And so Baalke has brought in good players. I admit that. But in the NFL, the difference between a good GM and a bad GM is splitting hairs. So the fact that he's able to bring in good players, you or I could bring in good players if we were just novices doing this, because there's only so many to choose from, and you'd eventually pick a good player or two.
All right. Well, I'll say that I'm not going to fault Trent Baalke for not standing pat and being able to trade back twice and pick up 3 extra picks and still get Brian Thomas Jr.
Good mechanics.
That's a feather in his cap. Yeah. That is not a, why don't you just, because you could have stood there, paid him more than you're paying him now and had less assets available to you. So that's you're not going to convince me that is a knock on Trent Baalke at all. But and by the way, there are bad GM. There are people. Look, there are misses in every draft. I'm not saying that I could guarantee you that I do better than Trent Baalke, but that's not my job. Right, and I'm not a candidate for that job.
I can't guarantee you that you do worse either.
I can't guarantee that I do worse, but I'm not trying to, it's not about my decision making. It's like he's the guy who's paid the money to put it all together.
He's compared to his peers in the league, and compared to his peers in the league, it's not good enough.
Correct. Paul in Lake City before we break. Paul, go ahead, please.
I just was calling in to congratulate Shad Khan and Trent Baalke on their upcoming nuptials, and I wish them well and happiness in each other's arms.
All right, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Last guy said it won't work out.
Yeah, right. So I like the whole thing. Like, I don't, whatever. I mean, that's fine. You got your jab in, and that's totally fine. 641-1010. We'll get a few more on the other side. I'd like to read a few of the reactions here. But I feel like it's going to be repeating the same thing, so I'd like to hear it in your voice. If you want to get in, we'll save a few minutes for you. Final block with David Garrard for a while, so we'll get your final thoughts from you, Dave, on what can salvage this upcoming offseason for the Jacksonville Jaguars based on the way things look and feel at the moment. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The opposition couldn't stop Mac's greatness when Jacksonville needed a big play, and he showed why he has that dog in him. Thanks to a 14-play sequence capped off by a Parker Washington touchdown, the Teal and Black would tie the score at 20 with 7:50 left in the fourth. The 84-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Kick off the new year with a new look for your home. It's the Renewal by Anderson New Year's sales event. For a limited time, save 20% on their energy-efficient windows and patio doors, designed to keep your home comfortable all year. Plus 0 down, no payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Offer expires January 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
It's a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Denny Thompson here. Tackle burglars and protect your turf. Give yourself peace of mind catching everything around your home with Tyson Sound & Security's cutting-edge surveillance cameras. For safety and convenience, Tyson has you covered for all home cameras and security systems. I'm talking HD recording, night vision, and remote alerts, all from your phone or computer. Call Tyson Sound & Security right now at 904-762-1000. Tyson Sound & Security. Security and automation experts.
Hey, Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. Guess what? We love rugs. We'll treat your fine Oriental rugs with tender, loving care they deserve. How about Gerard, the Zero Res rug cleaning manager, one of the few certified master rug cleaners in the state of Florida? If you want your rugs cleaned with tender, loving care, call Zero Res. Right now, have one rug washed, and we'll wash a second rug free. That's right. Buy one, the second one on me. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he's got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners. Financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Have a group trip or company function soon? Mark Watson here with Hardball Creative. Get busy ordering the t-shirts and other swag you'll need. It's easy with Hardball.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I, for one, like a sure bet. Putting my money up, knowing I'll win. That's why I bet on Awaken 180. It was a sure thing, and the results proved it to all of us. Start your new year out knowing you'll reach your goal. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars have officially fired head coach Doug Pederson after 3 seasons at the helm. Pederson's record with the Jaguar ends with a 22-29 record. In the end, Pederson and the Jaguars failed to deliver on the field. On a shot, Khan announced that GM Trent Baalke would remain and serve alongside him and others as they look for Pederson's replacement. Jag backup QB Mac Jones will be looking for his next opportunity with the season now over.
I love football, I know that, and eventually it's going to even out and go my way. So.
Jaguars center Mitch Morse remarked on the eagerness to put this season in the rearview mirror.
I'd like to put a lot better football out there.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar Update, I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 87.
Jaguar fans may cool down eventually. I don't think this is the moment for the majority of them. Why don't we do this, Tony? See, put your stopwatches on, everybody. Let's see if we can do the fastest Tony takes us around the NFL that we've ever done.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Pederson fired, Baalke retained.
Thank you very much, Tony. There you go. I knew we could do it. There you go. There's your news from around the National Football League. Doug Pederson fired, Trent Baalke retained here in Jacksonville. Let's get back to it. If you've got a thought, we'll try to roll through these final phone callers here and get some last thoughts from David Garrard on his last day for a while here on Mondays. And, he'll be back for more and hopefully more successful Jaguar football than we've seen.
Let's hope.
Recently, Dave. All right, Corey in Lake City is up next. Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just had something I was thinking about.
I know I can't be the only one thinking this. Doug Pederson, he really has an impressive record as a head coach, especially what he did in Philadelphia with Nick Foles. I mean, he took a backup quarterback that took him to the Super Bowl and defeated a Bill Belichick defense. I mean, that's definitely no small feat. I guess my question is like, it don't make sense how it happened in Jacksonville. Like, how do you like have a collapse like that? I mean, it's not like you forget how to coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's worked with so many different quarterbacks.
I got you. Corey, let me jump in because we're getting short on time. You could ask the same thing. Why did he ever get fired in Philadelphia then? Right? Because it did go sour.
Yeah.
And he reportedly didn't get along with his starting quarterback or didn't, have a great relationship at least with Carson Wentz and all that. So how can it go wrong? I mean, every coach eventually, how come Bill Belichick's unemployed? Couldn't get a job in the NFL last year. I mean, because you've had success once doesn't mean it's guaranteed. I think it was a worthwhile hire at the time to bring in a guy who had won a Super Bowl.
Heck of a first year.
Right? Yeah. And led him to a division title, won a playoff game. Things looked up. And we needed some sanity and stability here, right? 8-3, and then it collapsed. All right, bring him back. Let's see if the collapse was all due to injury. I can't explain it all, but Tony said it early. 3-10 in one-score games indicates you're not getting it done coaching. You're not making enough decisions, or you're not getting through to your players, and they're still making the same mistakes, and they're just not responding to you in a positive enough way. I don't think the players quit on the team. I mean, I think they, for the most part, there are a couple of games this year that are inexplicable, the effort or lack of juice, whatever, the Cleveland home opener, the Detroit game. But, I mean, you could see teams that were quitting around the NFL yesterday. I don't think the Jaguars were among them. They just weren't very good and lost yet another one-score game. Anyway, Corey, appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get Jay on the west side next up. Go ahead, Jay. Oh, Jay fell off. Let's get Tony and Mandarin then. How about that? Tony, you're up.
Good day. Happy New Year to everybody. There's two questions. My question is Mr. Shad Khan informed? I mean, seriously, Trent Baalke, this is the same guy that hired Urban Meyer. We need to have winning people come from winning organizations to come here. And Doug Pederson, he was a part of Andy Reid's ranch. All right. Doug Pederson is a good coach, but accountability is, I think we played Trevor too soon because he was still he missed a year with the Ohio State quarterback, whatever his name was. And it's just a lot of stuff, accountability. If a team's not taking accountability, then like I said, the coach, I mean, the players need to step up. Plus, Matt Jones, I'm like, you brought back home talent or home run. But I called earlier before last year and I asked you guys about Derrick Henry, and you told me that he was too old and he was used up. So that's my question.
I don't remember ever saying Derrick Henry was used up, but I do remember probably if as much of what my mindset was you're invested in the running back position already. And Travis Etienne at that point had shown to be a pretty decent player. That didn't make sense as a piece when you had so many holes at other positions. Yeah. Like, sure, in hindsight, should we have signed Derrick Henry? Would Derrick Henry have chosen to come here over the Baltimore Ravens organization if he's looking to win a ring? I doubt it too. Yeah. But whatever the case may be, I didn't make sense of every point there.
It's not impossible with the conversation in the offseason about the Jaguars, right? Like, they weren't being talked about as a 4-win team. They were being talked about as a playoff contender in a weak division, right? So there were things going for the Jaguars, but I don't necessarily think Derek would have chosen this over Baltimore.
And by the way, what did Derrick Henry do for that Titans team? He helped get Mike Vrabel fired because Derrick Henry wasn't enough. You need more than, like, all these running backs that changed teams this year: Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones. Who else? There's another one. Saquon, right? Had fantastic seasons.
Yeah.
But they all went to generally winning teams, and they were all really good to begin with. I don't know what Derrick Henry would have been here in Jacksonville, but it doesn't matter at this point in time. I mean,
not even worth thinking about it.
Let's get Steve in Melbourne up next. Go ahead, Steve.
Already a bad start to the new year, guys. I just don't get it. I mean, sure, could he have played a card, hey, some of my draft picks are performing pretty well? Could have played that card. I still believe the move of, hey, this is the best roster. If he told Sean that's a CYA move, covering his butt, which he's good at because I think he'd sell anybody out for a Klondike bar to keep his job. But, I mean, I could also see, does he have something on Sean?
All right. I don't know. All right. I'm waiting for a fresh point here. Does he have something on Shad? Like, do I think he has a file on Shad Khan?
Yeah,
no, I don't, honestly, right? And do I think he's in it? Look, there are plenty of people that make bad decisions or keep people employed for longer. It doesn't mean they're being blackmailed, okay? So, no, I don't believe if you really want to play in, I get when people ask it hyperbolically, like, man, he must have something on Shad Khan. But to legitimately ask, does he have something on Shad Khan? I'm going to say that's a big fat no, okay? So, in my opinion.
Football experience that Shad trusts. That seems to be what he's got.
Right, he's got what he is. He knows the combination of words to put together to convince Shad Khan that it's not his fault. That's what he's got over Shad Khan. He's got that Svengali thing. Do I think he is blackmailing him? No, I do not. All right, give me a case ever where this gets brought up that it was shown later that, yes, someone was actually blackmailing someone for their job, right? I mean, it's a funny thing to say and react to, but if you're going to ask it seriously, then I'm going to have to dismiss
need evidence
point of view. Right. So, David, what's the best case scenario going forward here?
Well, since it looks like we're retaining our
Trent,
GM, I think it's basically if we can get somebody like Ben, if we can get somebody that just can get our, you say it, but it's so many other things, to get our offense going. We need Trevor and the offense to be clicking. We don't need to come out in first halves where we get one scoring drive of 3 points throughout the whole season, that kind of stuff. We need to have a real efficient, dominating offense. And I think that kind of stuff starts more in the trenches. We need guys that are going to be able to allow our offense to run block, to run the ball and be efficient running the ball. I mean, I was just, Gibbs is a very, very talented back with Detroit. But, man, how many times do you see him hitting the hole and he's 5-6 yards down the field before anybody touches him?
That O-line, man.
I cannot remember our O-line doing anything like that all year. I mean, even this is our first time talking about the game, watching ETN try to get some runs off. He's like running over guys' backs just to get to the line of scrimmage. And so I think if we can get first of all, whoever we pick as a head coach, but get our trenches as one of the best trenches in football, offensive and defensively, I want to start seeing. I never been a guy as a quarterback to want to see big guys added to the team because I'm always like, give me some more skill guys so we can go get some points. But just watching the last few years, our defensive line and offensive line has got to get better.
I'll say this. You're always such a fantastic part of the show. We love having you. And for the many years you've been doing it, we appreciate you. Look forward to many more in the future. And we hope we have better things to talk about because that's what we all want. We don't want to sit here and wallow in this nonsense. I'll say on the front of what can be done now, you cannot say that fan reaction is going to be a one-to-one in terms of what the results will be. We don't know, right? You might have been happy or sad about Doug Pederson getting hired here initially. You might have thought Byron Leftwich should have been the one, whatever. It worked out the way it worked out. So however you feel about it is not going to change what the next coach does. Okay, but if they don't hire Ben Johnson, there's going to be a huge segment of the fan base that thinks this is the only reason why Ben Johnson is not here, that it was right there for the taking. If you do hire Ben Johnson, there's going to be a big segment of the fan base that's going to go, doesn't matter. They're not going to be nearly as enthused because the guy who is buying the groceries is still the same guy. And so even that is going to come with a level of deflation if it comes to pass. And that's the best case scenario right now. So let's say hello to the ladies of Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. Find the coolest cats in town at coolcatsjacks.com.
All right, the 2-minute drill is back. Just in time. Just in time.
Back and better than ever.
Well, now it is because Lauren Brooks is here. I know you're going to talk about this for 2 hours, but what do you make of the decision to get rid of Pederson and retain Baalke?
How many starters on the Jaguars would start for the Lions?
Don't know the answer to that.
I would say
Not many.
Maybe the
Not
specialists.
many, yeah.
Maybe only the specialists.
The specialist would,
And maybe
yes.
Brian Thomas Jr.?
Jr.
Yeah.
would, yes.
Yeah.
That's about it. So, how can you say that this team looks great moving forward if you're so far behind some of the best teams in the league?
By the way, I think Josh Hines-Allen or Trayvon Walker would start, even at full strength. You know, I mean, there are a few guys that I think would start opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. One of those guys would likely start. Foye Oluokun might start. I mean, there may be a smattering of guys.
And right now, of course, their defense is all banged up. I'm not talking about now.
No,
but
I'm
certainly,
talking about even
Yeah,
healthy.
in general.
It may not be a complete shutout, but it's not a high number.
Yeah, I figured last week what was happening is Shad kind of sequestered Doug and sequestered Trent and was asking them, why should you have your job next year after this 4 and at the time 12 record? That's what I thought was happening. And I think Trent made a case for himself, and I think Doug made a case for himself, and Trent's case won, and Doug said, all right, now I'll just go play golf.
But here's the thing. Both cases could have lost.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not an either-or proposition. Splitting it is almost the worst thing you can do. Almost better to have them both back.
Yeah.
Then I'd rather have them both back than have Pederson back and a new GM, because then you're saddling a new GM with a lame duck head coach, and now you may be asking a new coach to come in with a lame duck GM, and it's just it never gets on the same cycle when you do it like that.
Right, which is why, in all reality, don't you think Shad should have fired them both after the collapse last season?
Tony, I've been trying to fire Trent Baalke for years,
Right.
so yes.
I can understand. In hindsight, obviously, but I can look, we all thought they were going to be a 9 or 10 win team this year, right? Like with both those guys in house, we thought they were going to be a 9 or 10 win team this year. I can't understand any rationale for that not being enough to clean house. And given what we've seen Baalke do in his career as a general manager, the danger of putting him in the room and saying, hey, give me the reason why you should keep your job. No, I don't need to hear a word about you defending your own job to me. Your defense of your job is the actual what's happening on the field with the roster. That's enough.
Yep.
That's your defense. It's not good enough. I don't need to hear a word from you.
Or find 3 guys in the NFL who don't work for you directly who will make the case for you why you should and please don't want to be in this division, because they'd love for you to keep your job.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All right.
They think financially that Baalke's done a good job. And again, we should have known on December 1st when Walker Little got that extension.
I said it then. I said this is the move of a guy who feels like he's coming back.
Yep.
And it was, and he is. And now at 2 p.m. when they meet with media via Zoom, there's going to be lots of
Who's
questions
meeting?
asked. Shad and Trent.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Both of them via Zoom at 2 p.m. So lots of questions will be asked.
First
None
question,
of them will be answered.
why do you think you should be back?
Yeah.
Why is it Doug's fault and not your fault?
Right. And
I
what
want
do
to
you-
hear
what do
him
you think
put it
he's
on the
gonna
record.
say?
And I want to hear it. I don't know what he's going to say, but I want to. Did you tell Shad Khan this is the best roster in team history? I want that asked directly.
Yep.
And is that the case? Really? And then, really? You think this is better than Fred Taylor and Jimmy Smith and Tony Bissell? I mean, come on.
No, I believe the question will be asked. And I shouldn't guarantee, but my guess is Trent goes, those are private conversations. We're not going to address
Well,
that.
that ain't good enough.
And I agree.
would tell him flat, that ain't good enough.
Yeah.
You know, you are answerable to the fan base. Otherwise, what are we even doing here? Well, I mean, what's the point of doing a media availability if you're going to be cowardly and not answer the questions? Now, I'm presuming if he doesn't answer questions. Maybe he will. Maybe he will, but
I thought today was going to be such a celebratory day. Obviously
Right.
not a victory Monday, but a celebratory day.
we're eating up your time now. So
No, you're good.
Let's wrap it up so the
Thank you.
ladies can take over. Lauren Brooks and Mia and Taylor will have it for the next couple of hours. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't even know if we'll call it a Check the Tape Tuesday. I don't really care about checking the tape. I want to continue to check the pulse of the fan base. But Jeff Loggeman will be in tomorrow. DG, have a great off season.
I will.
Hopefully you'll pop in on us from time to time, and we'll look forward to, regardless of how we get there, a better campaign in 2025.
Well, hopefully the team can make us feel a little bit better in a few months, and then once the season starts, we feel like we got another 9-10 win team.
Look, if they win opening week next year, I'm going to be happy about it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be happy until I'll just win. But you got to win.
Got to win.
If you don't win, this is what you get. Okay? And it's well-deserved. All right. For Tony Smith, for David Garrard, for Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. Helmets and Heels coming your way next on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the